Hey guys, it's BigManTingz here with my first YouTube video, so cut me some slack if it is horrendous, but I'm trying my best to. As if any of you do not know, I transitioned into the mid role for Season 5, so I'm as well learning a lot of the new gods, a lot of the new builds, just trying to become a better mid laner. I've been playing mid for just under a month now, and we're learning a lot of the new stuff in the current Season 5 meta. So this video is just to quickly be about some mid builds, just some very simple stuff. I'll quickly explain why some items are being built, in what order, and why they're benefiting each other. But let's just get straight into it really. I'm on FOF right here, so let's just go right into it. I've already got some items set up and why they're built in kind of a similar order, and we'll get into the situational items later. So right now, Mage's Blessing, Uncommon Staff, 2 health pots and a mana pot is a very standard start in the mid lane. The health pots give you enough sustain early where you can solo a mid camp or a red buff after you clear the mid wave if you are able to, and it just generally gives you enough sustain to back in either get tier 2 boots or tier 2 warlocks, because you usually run out of mana by then, depending on what god you're playing. Mana intensive gods can run out a bit earlier, such as Chang'e maybe, and some gods can stay longer. But yeah, this is a pretty solid start. There's some gods where you may not want to go Mage's Blessing, or you may not want to go Uncommon Staff. You may want to start Lost Artifact, or you may want to start Tiny Trinket, depending on the god and how much impact you want to have in the early game. But this is a very common build that I've seen pretty much every pro player include in their mid gameplay right now. So just a quick note between Uncommon Staff and Boots: if you are ahead or you get an early kill, or if you're a god that struggles in the early game and you don't think Boots will be able to propel you enough into helping your team, you can probably just rush Warlock Staff. Now this gives you a little bit of a weaker early game. Your rotations are obviously going to be slower, you're going to lack a tiny bit of pen, however you're going to have a lot more health, so you know, you cannot die, but you also lack the mobility, so you've got to be a bit careful. But what it does allow you is allows you to start stacking before the other mid laner if they go boot into Warlocks. So it gives you a smoother transition into the mid game. So that's something to take note of if you're able to do so. However, most of the time right now I am going boots into Uncommon Staff. Let's just quickly talk about boots right now. Shoes and the Magi are probably the go-to boots right now. They're always going to be good. They've got early pen, they've got more damage than all the other type of boots. There's some gods where you may want to go Shoes of Focus, such as Yanis Discordia. They benefit quite well from cooldown reduction, and the extra mana does help in regarding to the common build where we're going to be going over now. Reinforced shoes aren't really being picked up, although you could be building it on Zhongqi. And then Traveler shoes are seeing some play, but mainly I think the best or the most you can get out of them are on Morrigan right now to help with the invis and getting closer to the opposition. So after you build a Warlock Staff and Shoes of the Magi, depending on which order on how the game is going, pardon me, Book of Thoth should be your next item in most scenarios. Reason for this, it gives you incredible amounts of mana. It also gives you a ton of power as well. You also got to remember it gives you the passive where 3% of your mana is converted to magical power. Now you should see a pattern coming up here where it's like you're building Warlock Staff, you're getting 400 mana right there, and you're also going to get a ton of mana of Book of the Thoth. You're getting a lot of power from just your mana. That's one benefit you're already getting from mana, which is really good. Book of the Thoth is also quite expensive, but it does give you a key component in the next item which you do need. So the fourth item, which I am building most of the time, depending on how the game goes and what the opposition is going, but most of the time, is Book of the Dead. It got completely reworked for Season 5, had a new passive added to it. If you drop below 50% of health, you gain a shield equal to 25% of your mana. Remember, Book of the Thoth, Warlock Staff, you have a lot of mana already, on top of your base mana of your god. So you're going to get a big shield, and this is on top of 200 base health, by the way. On top of 200 base health on Warlock Staff without, without the stacks. You're a very tanky mage dishing out a lot of damage. These four items really do complement each other quite well, and is a staple, I'd say, in most mid builds right now. Now, the 5th and the 6th slot are situational-ish. Obviously, if you're playing into tanks, you may require a little bit of pen, or you can grab yourself an item such as E-Staff or Soul Reaver to dish out that big damage to the tanks if they have a lot of health. Sorry. However, depending on your god, you kind of want to pick up Shard or Magus, or at least Divine Ruin. Divine Ruin helps give you that little bit of pen. If they've also got like Stone of Gaia's, healers like Artio, Sylvanas, Divine Ruin could be extremely good. It may not give you all that pen that Magus and Shard can provide. However, reducing the healing is technically increasing your damage. They're obviously healing less, and you can pump out more damage while the Divine Ruin's ticking on them, and the healers can't really keep up with it. So, especially if you're topping it off with a Pestilence and a Beat Stick. So yeah, you want to build Mage's Blessing. This will transition into a Warlock Staff, Shoes of the Magi, Book of Thoth, Book of the Dead, and these last 2 items, you really can just take your pick. Gods like I said, Discordia and Yanis, they can really benefit from this Chronos Pendant. I see myself on Discordia picking up Chronos Pendant a lot of the time. The cooldown is extremely good. You can just keep pumping out your 1, your 2, proccing that Divine Ruin, getting that poke off, getting that CC off, helps with the ult as well, getting out of cooldown, helps your free getting off cooldown, as that's kind of your escape. It's been very strong on Discordia, and I would recommend it if you are playing her. Gem of ISO is also having a place in some builds right now. Certain gods, as always, like Zhonghui, Poseidon, they're benefiting from Gem. It pretty much stayed the same. It gives you the health as well, crowd control reduction. It's only 10%, but it does help. But yeah, that's also that. E-Staff is pretty good right now. Remember last season it was pretty much a mini Soul Reaver. This season it's also kind of a mini Soul Reaver. Just does a mini Soul Reaver kind of thing, whereas your abilities do an additional 3% of the target's maximum health as true damage. Yeah. So yeah, I think we got over most of the items right now, and just explaining why these items are being built. The War looks after the Shoes of the Magi, the Book of Thoth into Book of the Dead. Just a lot of mana, and that mana all transitions into a lot of power from the Book of the Thoth and Book of Thoth, sorry, not Book of the Thoth, and Book of the Dead into the Shield. So I hope you guys learned something from this video, or at least can transition this into your own mid gameplay. I'm obviously new at making videos. I think I made a lot of mistakes already, just in the way I'm trying to present, but I'm trying. It is my first video, so yeah, hopefully it isn't too bad. But thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you did learn something. There should be more videos coming soon. You can follow me on Twitter at BigManTingz _ or on Twitch with BigManTingz with an extra Z at the end. But that's it for me. Hope you learned something, and peace.